Hello guys, so it's November, so obviously almost Christmas, so we're going to start to make a few Christmas jewelry. Now I have on my channel the Grinch. I have some brick stitch earrings that are like with Christmas design, and I have gingerbread man, and I'm gonna start to make a few others. Now today we're going to make this Christmas tree earring, so you can use it as a pendant and whatever you wish. It's not big, but it's not small, and I tried to do the pattern as best as I could. I don't know if it's very visible. Let's say I chose to use this type of white for the snowflakes. Let's not pretend that I ran out of white. So let's say I chose this. So we're going to be using Miyuki Delica beads. I'm going to show you which one I've used, and I'm going to show you how it looks on the paper. I don't have a pattern. I don't have program for that, but this is how it looks. Like, if you want, you can stop and print screen, and like here, I don't know if it's very visible. Here are the snowflakes, and yeah, these are the rows. How we're going to work this? We're going to do the ladder stitch. It's going to be 15. From here we're going to work 4 rows. We're going to do these 4 rows, then we're going to come back and do the bottom part, so we don't have to come from the top. So I think at 4 rows it's pretty stable to be able to do the bottom, and from the bottom we're going to go again on up, and then we're just going to work till the top. So it has 15 beads like this. This is going to be the ladder, and we're going to do brick stitch on top, and like this it has 22 rows. Now on the top I've used white, but it could go red. Like, you could put red here instead of the white. It's not really white, but yeah. So this is the pattern we're going to be working from. Now for the materials, for the green I've used this one. It's like, I think it looks pretty forest green, so it's pretty nice. The blue, I've used this, but I'm not very happy with it. Like, I think if I've used a darker blue, it would have went better. So you can choose whatever blue you want to use, or a turquoise, or something that pops up. Like, I feel the blues are a little bit lost, but I'm going to do the same because I'm going to make a pair of earrings and they need to be the same. So this is the blue I've used. Yellow. This is the yellow. For the bottom part, you can use any brown you want. I've used this one. It's this. Red, I've used this. I don't know why. This is a more matte color. I could have used shiny one, but I guess it's okay. For the orange, I've used this. And let's pretend this is white. I ran out of white, so I've used this one, but I think with white it would look better, if like more popping out, like this. It's nice, but if you use white, I think it would look a little bit better. Obviously you're going to need a needle. My needle is it's bended because it's used. For the thread, I've used Toho Wanji dark color. You can use lighter color, but considering it's Miyuki Delica, you don't actually see the beads a lot, just the thread a lot, just maybe here a bit. Like, you don't see the thread a lot. So yeah, prepare your beads. You're gonna need just a little bit of red, orange, yellow, blue. You're gonna need a little bit of that, a little bit of green a little bit more. So yeah, prepare your colors, thread your needle, and we're gonna come back and show you how to make this Christmas tree. Okay, I prepared my beads. My needle is threaded. Hopefully I can hopefully the light is okay, and we can start. Now, as I said, we're gonna begin with the ladder from the bottom, and we're gonna have to do 7 green. So I'm just going to pick up 2 green, pull them down to my tail, like so. I'm gonna go with my needle through the first one, like so. I'm gonna go slower. It's brick stitch, so I reached here. Now I'm gonna hold it like this. Thread is coming from this one, and I'm gonna go through this one. I'm gonna hold them like this so they don't move away from each other. So I have this, and now here I'm going to make a simple knot. Don't worry about the tail, we will work it in the second row. This is how we start. Now I'm just gonna go with my needle just through this second bead like this, and now we have to keep adding green till we have 7 in total. So now I have 2, I need to add 5 more. Just move this a bit, so picking up another green. Thread is coming from this side, and I'm gonna go through here like this. I'm gonna pull the thread slowly, fix it into place, and go through here. So this is what we need to do till we have 7 green. And another green. So that's 4, now 5. Six. And 7. Now we have 2, 4, 6, 7 green. Now we have to add 1 yellow. So I'm gonna pick up 1 yellow and the same style. After the yellow we have 4 green. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we have to add 1 yellow. And now 2 green. I'm hoping that you guys can see what I'm doing. It's not very easy to do the ladder stitch because yeah, I have to cover it, I have to hold it, so I'm hoping you can understand what's going on here. 1 more green, because like if I don't hold it very well, everything will just unravel in my hands. So I'm trying to show as much as possible and at the same time to have the work stable. Now we're done with the first row, but in order to enforce it, I'm just going to go again through this bead, through the one before last, and through this one, just to strengthen it a bit, you know. Okay, so this is our first row. This is how it looks, and as you can see, my tail is on the right. I'm just gonna put it down, let's hope. So you see my tail is on this side, so when I'm going to be working the next row towards here, I'm just going to work the tail in, but not from the beginning, because then it looks like a very thick line. It makes like a very thick line, so I'm just going to put it in like from here, you know, so it's just a smaller line that it kind of gets not so obvious that it's there. Now this row is again tricky because it's the first brick stitch row, and usually the first brick stitch row is a little bit tricky, but slow and steady, and we got this. Okay, so for the next row, we can see we're starting from this where we have the 2 green. Yeah, we're just going to hold it like this, so it's steady, like so. We're gonna pick up 1 blue and 1 green, and we're going to go under the thread. So under the thread, you see here, just all of this we're going to be working in these threads. So we're going to go under the thread between the green and the yellow. See? This is the first one. The next one is going to be between these two, but all the first row, it's always going to be between the second and the third bead. Now pull the thread, but slowly, because here this might unravel. So slowly pull the thread. Make sure you don't have any tangles or anything because of the tail. Now we have them into place, yeah? Now we're going to go up through the green. I'm not going to explain this all the time, but I want to explain it at least one time. So pull the thread. So I went up through the green. Now we're going to go down through the blue. So down through the blue, and I will explain to you why. Like this. Yes, I went down through the blue. And now I'm going to go up through the green again. Because as you can see right now, the blue one sits a little bit wobbly, and I want to straighten the blue. So it sits in its place. When I'm going to pull this, like so, see, now it's not. When I pull this, the blue sits nicely. It's not wonky anymore. Now I'm not going to, like, all the beads we're going to put next are going to be in between these two beads, so under the thread. So you go under the thread with the bead. I'm not going to tell you now under this and this. I'm just going to say which bead comes next, but you know that you have to put it in these threads, in this, yeah? Okay, I'm just going to tell you when we start hiding the tail, but you can see what I'm doing. So next we have another green. Let me see how to sit so it's visible. This first row, it's a little bit tricky because you don't have a lot to hold on to, you know. Make sure you don't tangle the thread or anything. Okay. Next up we have another green. Sorry, I hit the phone. Like this. You have to go slow. It's brick stitch. It's bead by bead, so we go slow and steady, no rush. Now we have one red bead. So I'm going to be putting one red. Next up we have 3 green, so 1, 2, and 1 more green. I should probably move my greens here somewhere so I don't. Okay. So 1 more green. Next up. Next up we have 1 white. One green. Sorry, I hit the phone. Somebody's calling me, that's why I'm a little off. I hang up. Okay. Now, we have only a few beads, and I think by now we can start hiding the tail. So I'm here, yeah? I put 1 white and 1 green. How we hide the tail? We're just going to pull it towards like this. See? Just like this. And we're going to pick up our next bead, which is 1 white. And when I'm going to go under the thread, I'm going to make sure that my tail is there. So my tail is here, yes? And I'm gonna go with the needle on top of the tail and under the bead. Next, and I'm gonna pull the thread, make sure this is straight, so we don't want to for the tail to pull our work. Next up we have 1 blue, and the same, making sure I go under the thread and have the tail in there. Next so. Next up 1 green. And 1 orange. And we finished our second row. 20 to go. Okay. So this is what you should have after we finished. Let me just arrange it like this. So after we finish the second row, this is what you should have. Don't worry about being a little bit wonky, because as soon as you build it up anyway, it will go towards there and it's gonna be fine. Now I'm going to cut off the tail, this little one, because it will just be in my way. So I'm just gonna chop it off. Chop chop. Okay. Now the next row, this is gonna be hopefully a little bit easier than the second row. So we're starting from the orange bead, and again at the beginning of the row we're gonna be picking up 2 green, and we're going to go under the thread between the green and the blue. I told all the beginning is like that. Now we go up through the second green, pull the thread down through the first green, and up through the second green again. And when we pull the thread, it will settle nicely. One more green. Now two white. So one, and two, and now we have green all the way till the end. So green, and one more green, and another green. So that's three, four, five, six, seven, and eight. Now when you put a bead in, make sure you tighten it a little bit, you know, like to not be very loose, to be in its place, not super tight. You don't want the tension to be super tight. You can do that if you have Miyuki Delica. If you're using any other beads, don't make it super tight, but you want to have a little bit of a tension. Now we finished third row. Now we're going to start the fourth row. So we're going to turn the work. Obviously we're going to start from where the thread is, and we're going to be picking up one green and one orange. So one green and one orange, and I'm gonna go between the second and the third green. I keep having to arrange my hand so it's in the middle of the screen because I keep moving it up through the orange, down through the green, and up through the orange again, and we pull. See how nice it settles. Now we have four green, so one, two, three, and four. Okay, now we're going to be putting five white. So five white. One, two, three, four, and five. And our last bead is the green one. Okay, so this is what you should have so far. As I told you at the beginning, now we're going to go make the wooden part. How we need to go? From here, we need to go in the one of these. So from here, we need to go into one of these greens from each of the side of the yellow. So we're just going to work our way without adding anything, obviously. We're just going to work our way. So we exit either this, well, from here, this one, yeah. So we just want to exit this one. So I'm just going to go like this first. Like this, you can go anywhere. Like it's pretty much the, it matters that you reach. So if I go here, no. You just have to reach that green. Doesn't matter how you reach it. So go here, and I'm gonna go here and here where I need it to be. You don't see the thread because Miyuki Delica is generous that way. Now I'm gonna turn around, so I'm coming out of this green, and I want to pick up 2 brown beads, and I'm gonna go under the thread between this yellow and this other green here. Next, pulling the thread up through the second brown, down through the first one, and up through the second again. Turn the work, pick up 2 brown, 1, 2, go under the thread between these 2 brown, like so, up through the second brown, making sure it's in its place, and pick up 1 brown and go in the same place you went with the other. So in the under the thread between these 2 at the beginning, in the same element with those 2 brown beads. Let me tell you why I didn't go up through the first, down through the, up through the second, down through the first, because you only do that when you decrease. Like if you increase what we did here, we don't have to do that. Like only in decrease rows like this. So you decrease. If you increase, you don't have to. Now make sure you pull the thread nicely here, that they sit into their place, and now we have to reach one of these sides again. So I'm going to turn my work. I'm gonna go through these brown, pull the thread, try not to get any knots. I feel a knot, I felt a knot. The knot went away. Now I'm just gonna go through these green, like so, through this one. Like we're just making our way up to reach one of the corners. Doesn't matter which. I mean, it matters which, because you need to reach at the same corner as me, because that's where the pattern will be. But I'm going to go to the corner with the orange bead. So here I'm going to go. See if you cannot reach the other one. I mean, you can, but try to reach this one. Yeah. So making your way towards the green bead on the orange bead side. Okay, so we are again up. So make sure, so like this, you know, so when you work this out, if you see it's a little bit wobbly, just put it on the table and push a little bit like this, you know, so you straighten it, so it's the beads go in their place. Make sure your thread is coming out of the green near the orange bead, not on the snowflake side. Okay, now for the next row. The next row will be an increase. So as I said, on the increase row, we don't have to go up through the second, down through the first, up through the second. Again, we're just going to be picking up 2 green beads, but we're not going to go between the second and the third. Sorry. We're not going to be going through between the second and the third because it's an increase. We're going to be going from, under the first and the second. So this is the difference. In decrease, you go second and third because you want to decrease the row, and in increase, you want to go between the first and the second. So we're going to be putting these 2 green here, and I'm just going to go through the second green, not having to do the up to the second, down to the first, because they stay. Here they sit nicely. Again, pick up 1 green. So now we have 3 green here. Next up, 1 yellow. So we're starting to put some decoration on our tree. 1 green. 1 blue. 1 green. 1 more green. 2 white. So 1. And 2. Green. Green. And it's an increase row, so we'll have to add another bead. See, this would be decrease, but this is increase, so we have to add 1 more bead, which will be yellow, and we're going to go under the thread that we went with this one, so still between this white and this green. Pull the thread, arrange it into place, and go up through the yellow. And this is with this row. Now we're going to make the next row, which will be a decrease again. So pick up 2 green, go between the second and the third, up through the second green, down through the first green, and up through the second again. One white, one green, one white. Sorry, I said white and I took green. White. And now till the end of the row, we're going to do green. So 1, 2, So stubborn. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And this is what you should have so far. Now for the next row, it's going to be a decrease row again. So turn your work. I'm going to flatten my work a bit. That's me putting it, slamming it on the table so it's nice and flattened. Okay, so next pick up 2 green. It's a decrease row again. So 2 green, go between the second and the third, up through the second green, down through the first, and up through the second again. One more green, one red, three green, so 1, 2, 3, 1 orange, and 3 green. 1, 2, 3. And we finished one more row. For the next row, we're going to turn our work. It's going to be a decrease row again. I'm holding on to this for dear life. It's even printed on my finger. So this row, sorry, I have to change that. Okay, I'm following my pattern, which is on the paper here. I just drew it yesterday. I don't remember it. So another decrease row, pick up 2 green, go through the second and the third, up through the second green, down through the first green, and up to the second again to make it sleepy. Okay, so we have to put 4 more green, so we have 6 in total, so that's 2. Now we put 3, 4, I keep going out of camera, this is so annoying, but my hands are just not listening to me. I'm doing my best though. 5, I picked up 2. And 6. One white, one green, one white, and one green. And we finished another layer of the Christmas tree. So now our next row is going to be another increase. So turn your work. Next up, pick up one red and one green. So as I said, it's an increase, so we're going to go under the thread between the first and the second bead, like so, and we just go up through the green, like so. Now we have two white, so because we're building another snowflake. So one, and two, now we have two green, so one, and two, and now we have one blue, and we have four green, so one, two, three, and the fourth in the same place as the third. As I said, it's an increase row, so in the same, under the same thread, just put it into place and go up through it. I'm gonna have to untangle my thread a bit, just straighten my work, untangle my thread. Zero editing skills, this is all all in the one go. Okay, for the next row we're going to do another layer, which we're going to be doing decreases. So pick up one green and one red and go between, under the thread between the second and the third green, like so. So up through the red, down through the green, up through the red again. Even if at the beginning it doesn't stay like this, it stays down as you work. If you don't do like this, and if you do as on increase like that, you just go up through the red, this will pop out, so it's better to be safe. Now we have three green, so one, two, and three, and now till the end we have white, so we have five white. One, sorry, I hit the phone again. Two, three, four, and five. And we finished another row. This is what you should have so far. For the next row, it's going to be another decrease. So turn your work. Let me just arrange my paper here because it's all wobbly and wonky. And I said I have to follow my own pattern because who remembers patterns? Okay. Pick up one green and one white. And go under the thread between the second and the third white. Up through the white, down through the green, and up through the white again. One more white. Green. Yellow. And 4 green. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is what we have so far. The next row is going to be another decrease row. So turn your work. I'm going to again smash my earrings on the table to make the beads stay straight. Now pick up 2 green, so 1 and 2, and go under the thread between the second and the third, up through the second green, down through the first one, and up through the second again. Now pick up 1 red, green, green, white, green, and white. And we finished our third row. So our next row and last not row, area, you know, 1 area, 2 area, 3 area. For our last one is going to be a increase again. So we're gonna pick up 1 green, 1 orange, so 1 green and 1 orange, and we're going to go under the thread between the white and the first white and the green, and just go up through the orange. 1 green, 1 blue, 1 green, 1 more green, orange, and 2 green. So 1, not, okay, we got a knot going on here. Hopefully it's fixed. So the first green and one more green that we're going to do in the same space, so under the same thread. And just put it into place and go up. This is where we are so far. Now our next row is going to be a decrease and full green. So our 14th row is going to be all green. So pick up 2 green, go between the green and the orange, up through the second, down through the first, and up through the second again. And now just green all the way till the end. So that's 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is our 14th row. Now for the next row it's going to be another decrease. Let me just arrange my work, and this pin, yeah, it's spinned and I want to dispin my thread. Next row we're going to be picking up 2 green. So I have some green here, I need to move it away from here. Okay, so pick up 2 green. It's going to be a decrease row, so we go between the second and the third green, up through the second green, down through the first, and up through the second again. Wait, like so. Next up, 1 yellow, 1 white. We're starting our last snowflake. 1 green, 1 white, and 1 green. Now next row we're going to turn the work, and we're going to be picking up 1 green, 1 white. It's still a decrease row, so we're going to go between the second and the third, so between the white and the green, up through the white, down through the green, up through the white again, 1 white, and 3 green. 1, 2, and the last green of the row. And this is what we have so far. Now, remember when I said this was our last increase? I lied. Turn your work, arrange your beads, despin your thread, and pick up one red and one green, and let's increase again. So we're going to go with the needle through the first and the second, and we just go up through the green. And the next row is just 5 white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th in the same place. And this is what we have so far. Okay, now for the next row, despin your thread, and we're starting from here, from the snowflake part. Pick up one yellow and one white, and it's going to be a decrease, so go under the thread between the second and the third white. So go up through the white, down through the yellow, and up through the white again, like so. Now one more white, and 3 green. So 1, 2, 3. Now the next row is again a decrease row, so turn your work and pick up 2 green, 1 and 2, and go under the thread between the second and the third green, up through the second green, down through the first, and up through the second again, like so. One white, one green, and one white again. And this is what we have so far. Next row is another decrease row, so turn your work, pick up 1 green and 1 red, and go between the green and the white, so second and third, up through the red, down to the green, and up through the red again. And now we have 2 green. So 1, and 2. And this is our 20th row. Turn your work pick up one orange and one green, and we go decrease between the green and the red, like so, up through the green, down through the orange, and up through the green again. And we have one blue that we're going to put here. Okay, so we're closing up to the end. Finally, pick up two green and just go under the thread between the green and the orange, up through the second green, down through the first green, up through the second again, pick up one green and just go up through down through this green and go through this blue as well, because we want to strengthen this one. So I'm gonna go like this. Yeah, I went through this green and through this blue. Now I want to go up through this green in the middle, see, like this, and go through this green here, and now through this top like this. And for the top, like for the circle here, as you can see, I made it white, but if you want it to be more wow, like, you can put red, like if you want to make it more colorful, or you can put, for example, red, orange, yellow, red, orange, yellow, just as an example how, you know, like how to make it more colorful. See, I'm just going to go with white though, because yeah, as I said, I'm making earrings and I want them to be the same, so I'm just gonna go with white. Now I took this off. I should learn some editing so I don't put my thread through the needle in the video. It is what it is. So just pick up 6 beads of whatever you want, but 6 red, orange, yellow, blue, green, white, whatever. I'm going to go with 6 white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. And we're going to make a circle. Why I chose 6 and not 5? Because I want my circle from the earring clasp to be on the thread, not on the bead, because if it's on the bead, it's wonky. And it's not like it's going to cut the thread, because this is strong thread. And we're going to go 3 times to make sure that it's strong. See, so we're going to go through this circle 3 times, you know, just to strengthen it and to make sure that our work doesn't detangle, break or anything. Like, we need to make sure that everything is sturdy and everything is at its place. So this is 2 rounds I made here. I'll make 1 more round, and I'm going to show you how I hide the thread in the work, so that, so see, between these two, my clasp will go between these two. So I'm just making sure that it has space. Okay, now I'm going to work my thread into the earring so that I don't have to see it anywhere or something. So I'm just going to go through these, see, on the side, like this, and just go 2 up or 3 or whatever. Just make sure that your thread is worked in between beads. Where does this go though? I feel the needle going, but I don't see it coming out. Okay, so I think this is okay, and we just cut off the end of the thread, hit the earring again on the table to to make it sit properly. And these are our earrings. Now, if you want to strengthen them, to harden them, so that they're not like this, you know, even if it's Miyuki Delica, it could be a little bit wishy-washy. Use Mod Podge. Mod Podge is very nice because it's transparent. It hardens them. I'm going to be using as well to make sure they're hardened. But before that, make sure you do like this, you know, on the table, so that all the beads are in their place. Everything is nice and straight and not witchy, you know, all need to be straight. Okay, hopefully you understand this. I have zero editing skills, so everything is just one go. Hope you understand the tutorial. Hopefully you're going to make many Christmas earrings as gifts or to sell or whatever. So yeah, happy beading.